Residents of Riverlea in Johannesburg have barricaded Main Reef Road to protest against illegal mining. On Saturday, police found 5 bodies following a shootout between rival groups of Zama Zamas. Now, the Minister of Police Bheki Cele and the National Commissioner Fani Masimula are visiting the area this afternoon. My colleague, our senior reporter Aviu Mtila, is there on the ground covering this story for us. We understand that Bheki Cele and the police officials have been addressing the residents. Let's take you live there. Good afternoon, Aviu. We have to apologize for the shaky visuals that we are getting at the moment. What's happening?
I was about to apologize for those very visuals, Bradan, as we actually on route now with Police Minister Bheki Cele to Riverlea, of course, where he just actually saw the area where the dead bodies were actually laying. He's going to address the community now, any time now. Of course, after protests have been ongoing for the entire day, the community is sick and tired of the guns that are ringing continuously. We do know that it is turf wars between Zama Zamas, and they doing it so brazenly within the community. It's almost a daily thing. In fact, I want to quickly bring in the CPF here, one of the community leaders. Bernice, you bet. Just a quick description of what happens in this community here.
Okay, we are suffering with the Zama Zamas daily. We have them shooting at our windows. It's gone so bad that they're actually running into our houses right now, so we are actually in danger, great danger. So we need help urgently.
Okay, and the police minister will address the community any moment now. We can see actually the councillor going up with a mic in hand. That suggests it will first be the councillor that addresses the community here.
They want the bucky.
Okay, they're calling for the bucky here, but Bradan, it's really rough in Riverlea. We are told that around 6 o'clock almost every evening is when these turf wars actually go on. It's the ringing of guns non-stop, and just over the weekend 5 dead bodies were found not even 100 meters from where we are currently. The police minister is now making his way on top of a bucky where he will be able to address the community here. He is flanked by the deputy police minister, and we understand the police general is here as well, the police commissioner. We just haven't had a sight of him as yet, but we are told he is around here as well. We're just going to allow for them to climb up, and we'll want to get that address here. Apologies for these shaky visuals here, as the councillor is also making his way on top of the bucky here, but it's really gruesome. The community members have been telling us. We understand even one person en route just on Tuesday going home was a victim of those guns that were ringing out, as his car was shot by the Zama Zamas in that ongoing turf war that we do understand. It's said to be at the hands of the Soto nationals. We see even the police commissioner Fani Masimula is also here. As the police minister should be addressing any moment now.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, so but don't worry. Don't you one of the leaders? Don't want to council.
No. Good afternoon, everyone. We agreed. Can we move back a bit, please? Please move back a bit. Okay. Shifter.
We apologize just for the shaky visuals. We're trying to get you even proper sound.
Guys, I just want to control my crowd.
Your crowd is well controlled.
I just want them to move back. We have an agreement.
Just tell them that we are here and let's talk. Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. The minister is ready to address us. Remember, well-behaved people. Yes, he's the
I think the crowd
spokesperson.
is fine. The fine crowd.
Very fine.
Minister says you must give you.
Right, they're fine.
Oh, are they fine? Okay.
Community, can I just ask a moment that we We listen as we address the minister. Hello? Community?
Where is this?
We all have a serious issue, am I correct? So can I ask that we listen attentively and let us engage the minister in a professional manner? Is that okay? Thank you so much. Okay.
Is that not a better one? Yeah. Community, good afternoon. I'm not going to ask you how to feel, I can see. No, we are here. We visited, okay, Buddy. We visited 2 holes already. There is a hole on the other side that goes very deep. There is a hole here that is almost in between the houses here, and there are processing plants that these people are using in between and among the houses. We know that we picked up the dead bodies here, but more than anything, we know these people, they used your houses as a shield, shooting one another between your own houses. We know that the community is quite scared and the community is unsafe. Therefore, that's why we came here. We came with the Deputy Minister of Police, Matala. We came with the National Commissioner of the South African Police, Masimula. We came with a provincial commissioner, Mawela. We came with the deputy. We came with the General Zulu, who runs our special forces within the South African Police. We have heard your demand that the state must respond to this situation. Yes. We are responding in 24 hours. Yes. I hear that. I hear that there are, okay, community, there are people that have been sent here to patrol, but that's not the response we want. The response we want is that the police here at the top level, led by General Zulu, must come here toe to toe with the criminals. And it must be clear that you are the state. It must be clear that they can't come round here and terrorize the community, and community stay in fear. So, no, Langlaagte police station is here. That's why. You know why? You know, the problem, okay. The problem, when you respond before the sentence is finished, you won't understand. The Langlaagte police station is here, but here, but here, we are bringing external forces. Will bring, I'm not. Yeah, okay. Let me repeat myself. There are TRT members that are here. There are Amaparet that who are living here that don't come from here. That's one. Those parrots, as we leave, they'll be here now. But that's not the end. The end is that we reinforce them. We need to go down and find these guys where they are. We need to flush them out of their holes. We need to make sure that they realize that not again they come to interfere with the community here. Now we'll do the medium kind of presence, but more forces. In other forces, I'm not going to give you the forces and mention the forces, but in next day from now, this place will have to be wiped off of this. But for now, there is a protection that we are living here on the TRT as we live now. Yes. Can we agree on that? Can we agree that?
Let's have order.
There is one request that I want to make here. The situation is serious for the community. Let's put aside all political colors and make sure that communities here, regardless of their political affiliation, when these criminals come here, they don't ask you your political card. So it's important that we fight as people. Indeed, hold me on my words. Hold me on my words that I'm saying now. To say, here, we are going to be here, we are going to change the situation, we're going to make sure that Zama Zamas give the space to the people of this place, that people of this community, people of all these communities, starting from Zamimpilo and coming here at Riverlea, life will be good for people because we would have put our effort as a state. We can't allow the state to be terrorized, worse by the people that are not even from this country, not worse by the people that are undocumented, not by the people that are supposed to be fighting their wars. Where they come from, they come here and they make you part of their wars. You have a right to be angry, but hold me on my words. Not just think and look at me. Hold me on my words. We'll be here long time enough to see the change. For now, allow us to go so that the police can begin to deploy here and the situation changes. You should have given that before I spoke. No, you should have given that before I spoke.
If I don't do that,
you should have given that before I spoke. You should. What you highlight here is that we live here, the police are going to come here and work and walk there. But besides that, we'll be working on finding the people in the holes. So for that, hold me on my words in the next 24 hours. I want that finger to go like that when I come back to give the report here. Can we be given the opportunity to go and put this plan in place? Thank you very much.
Hold my word, says Police Minister Bheki Cele. Yes, we do. It looks like we'll be now having an interview with Police Minister Bheki Cele. Of course, as he just promised the people of Westbury, beg your pardon, that's the people of Riverlea, that in the next 24 hours there'll be a hard police force on the ground. We are told that when they leave here, there'll be a TRT, but of course they're trying to dig out these perpetrators of all these gun violence that has been happening here. And of course, the ministers now will address the media, maybe just to get more clarity on what's going to happen going forward. What was interesting, while he was addressing, some of the community members were basically telling the minister that he's lying. Let's now talk to the minister.
They are in the holes. Go fetch them there, minister. Go fetch them.
I'm not going to give you the operation plan.
But
Why should I give you the operation
plan? Okay, as long as we go.
What you are going to do, you are going to respond decisively.
Community.
Ask you one
No, hold on. Can the press hold on, guys? Let's hear this.
Let the press.
Let the speaker. Come on,
looks like one of the community members will be
We
speaking
just
now.
want to give one of the leaders a chance. He has a few things, to raise. Please give him a chance.
All right, community, just give me a minute, right? Firstly, I want to say thank you, Minister, for coming out and listening to the cry of our people, right? However, we have heard that you will have external forces coming in, right? We have heard that you are going to have external forces coming in. However, one thing that we need to highlight to you is we are living in fear as a community with the daily shootings, right? From the Zama Zamas. And the demands that we have as a community is that, one, as you have addressed, we need to deal with the Zama Zamas. We need to ensure that the relevant departments are taken care of, right? DMRE needs to come and close up the holes. They need to seal up everything. And then there's an environmental inspection that was done on the camp here, Zamampilo. And it has been passed that it is not safe for our people to be living in this camp. It is not safe for our people to be living in this camp. So our demands is that our people will get alternative accommodation from this place so that they are safe, right? Now, the question that we have for you, Mr. Minister. Mr. Minister, the question that we have for you is that, right, we want to know as a community, guys, as a community, Mr. Minister, we want to know, you say you've got plans in place, but we want to know what have you done thus far? What measures have you put in place to deal with what has just been mentioned? That is the camp that is not conducive for living, for human habitation, the holes that are open, and the illegal immigrants that are shooting and killing our people. What have you done? What have you done? And we have gotten your way forward in terms of what you're going to do. But we are also requesting that the SANDF is deployed into this community to deal with this issue. Because clearly, we have not been receiving the response from SEPs that we ought to receive as a community. So our demands is that SANDF is deployed. Our demands are that our people are given proper accommodation. Our demands are that these holes are closed within 7 days. Within 7 days, this place is dealt with. And in 24 hours, as you said, it will be beefed up. But those are our demands as a community. And I thank you. So, what have you done thus far? 7 days.
Thank you very much. People of Riverlea. Thank you very much. Okay, one thing, I don't want to mix things. Our primary task here is to stop Zama Zamas. I did speak to the Minister of Minerals this morning to say, hang on sis, hang on. Our primary task here is to stop Zama Zamas terrorizing the community. That is the first task. Then the second task is to speak, as I have spoken to the Minister of Mines, to close down all these holes. Now, we are giving me the third task to go to the Minister of Human Settlement to come and deal with the issue of Zamampilo. That can't be the police. So there are three things. But by the time all these things happen, Zama Zamas would have been stopped. You talk about 7 days. That's too long, young man. That's too long. That's like 7 years. In 24 hours, you have seen the difference here. So allow us to go and allow us to put the plan in action so that your life gets back to normality and you live out of fear. Can we be allowed to move and then allow our forces, whether SNDF comes, whether National Intervention of Police comes, whether the Special Task Force comes, I'm not going to give the plan. I'm not going to give the operation. I want you to see the outcomes, not to know the operation. Can you agree on that one? Thank you very much. Allow us to go and action the plan. Thank you very much, everybody. Life will change here. We put our heads on neck. Life will change for the better here. Thank you.
All right, Police Minister Bheki Cele once more, just responding to some of what the community leaders were addressing him with. Of course, there's a issue of Zama Zamas in this very community, and one of course, what has been a burden for the community. Police Minister.
Okay, can we open up a little bit, please, people?
And I'm hoping as the media we're going to get an opportunity just to get in our questions to the Minister. Because, of course, it's quite clear that the community is disheartened by the inaction from the police, not only the Langlagte police station, but just the police ministry itself.
Yeah, just allow us.
All right, let's bring in the Police Minister. Minister. Minister, you say you have a action plan within 24 hours, but it's clear these shootings have been ongoing here almost on a daily basis, we are told. Why does it need some sort of protest for you to come out and deal with the issues?
Well, it's not true that we have not been responding. Maybe in particular place here, yes. But we have been responding on Zama Zamas matters in many other ways. That's why last month, if you follow the news, 87 of these Zama Zamas were sentenced to 8 years each. 7 of them. So it's not true that there's nothing being done on it. Yes, in particular here. Yesterday when it happened, the provincial commissioner did send the minimum number of the barracks here, the TRT. We'll keep the TRT here until General Zulu here. General Zulu is responsible for the special operation within the South African Police. She will put that plan in 24 hours. But it doesn't mean that because there's been shooting going on, when this comes, we need him to respond. We need to respond, and we are responding decisively. Watch the space.
Minister, I want to get an understanding of particular Riverlea. I'm sure there have been reports of the daily shootings that happen here. Yes, you may have responded elsewhere, but the reality is that this has been going on almost a daily basis here. Haven't you been hearing these complaints or just the brutality that the community is faced with here?
Indeed, that's what I'm responding, that the minimum deployment has happened before. The TRT has been brought, clearly is not adequate. That's why we need to raise the bar. That's why we are dealing with the special forces long before the SNTF, the special forces of the South African Police. That's what we say. That's a space that we are creating, but that's what we're saying. We're putting our head on the block that this community here in the next 24 hours will know peace.
Minister, you mentioned those arrests and sentencing of those 87 people. But are you getting a grip on illegal miners and Zama Zamas? I ask this because it's nearly a year since girls were raped at the Krugersdorp mine, yet no arrests. Well, no one is standing for that.
It's not only one way of dealing with it. As I'm saying, as I was preparing to come here, I spoke to Minister Gwede to say it doesn't help how much pushback we do. If things that are supposed to be done, environmental design on this thing, the environmental design here is to close the holes. There are 7 these holes. I've seen 2 now. One is just here in the middle of Zamimpilo. The other one is on the bush. As we came on the bush, there were guys that were on the observation post who ran down. So the special forces, they need to work on that. But as we deal with that, we push back on them. The mineral departments will have to close those things. But not only that, I have met the Minister of Police in Lesotho not once to raise the issues, because most of the people that are causing trouble here are Basothos who come with their differences from home and come and fight here. So those are all fronts that we need to work on them. But indeed, as the police, we need to create the space for other things to happen.
And just officially, you mentioned it's Basotho National, but it's 5 people that are dead. What's the cause? Is it turf wars from the police? What's happening here?
It was an exchange of fire. It does look like we have a footage where people there were dropped by 2 kumbis and they were waited by the other group, and then there was exchange of fire. Those people died in the exchange of fire. That's why we agree with the community that they are supposed to be afraid and scared for the people in the open place like this to come and open fire and kill people. And when they begin to fight, they run in between the houses. Indeed, we need to stop that.
All right, thank you. That's the Police Minister, Bheki Cele. Of course, just dealing with the burden of crime. In fact, you heard there just how these people are shooting each other brazenly. I actually want to take you closer to where it happened, Bradan, where these dead bodies were found, not even far from here. Just on what you'll say is a dumping site over there is where these 5 bodies were found. We understand it's turf wars. Basotho National's Police Minister is telling it happens on almost a daily basis here, we are told. Just when it becomes dark, at around 6 o'clock, they then fight for, these turfs and where they're going to mine illegally. Just over there is where these 5 bodies were found over the weekend, which has left the community of Riverlea as well as Langlagte quite disheartened. They're out in protest now, saying that they want an end to this, because what happens is that these Basotho Nationals and illegal miners run into their homes amid those guns ringing out. And of course, now we've seen fatalities. They just don't want those fatalities to be one of the community members here.
Thank you very much, Aviu Mdila. On the ground there in Riverlea in Johannesburg, just south of Johannesburg. And we had the Minister of Police Bheki Cele addressing Riverlea residents who are really upset and fearful of these Zama Zamas. Now, these bodies have been found, but the Minister promising some action. And he says in the next 24 hours he might be back there to tell them exactly what he's going to be doing and the police are going to be doing to protect the local communities.